What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And I know I have been producing a lot of Deadpool and Gwenpool videos, but of course we're going to kind of lean away from that for a little bit and go with a showcase. Now, I haven't really done a showcase in a while. Now, if you guys have been noticing, my channel has technically started dying because, of course, LEGO Marvel Collections 2 was such a big showcase, and I wanted to show all my stuff out on that day, and there really hasn't been any big major sets coming out and updates. So, of course, for a while, it's just going to be showcases, minifigure showcases, just showcases, some customs, and a couple of stuff like that. However, I do have a new minifigure showcase coming up, which, of course, Gwenpool and Deadpool are going to appear in that video again. However, I'm going to take a break for that for a little bit, and we're going to do a showcase. Now, I don't know if this is going to come out tomorrow, on Monday, or today. I don't really know when it's going to come out, but I might put it on Monday. Who knows? But I'm probably not going to, so you guys don't get your hopes up for Marvel Monday minifigure things. Anyway, so today we have the Incredible Hulk 1978 TV show. This changed a lot of stuff when it first came out. It popularized the Incredible Hulk and actually introduced some brand new characters that we will talk about at the very end, and kind of what the impact of this show really did for the Marvel movies, which was pretty cool. But of course, as you guys know, if you guys see the show, you do know that some of these characters, like there's not that big of a showcase, because the show was kind of like a tiny production that really just had two main characters in the whole show. It was just Jack Mcgee and Bruce Banner running all over the world and turning into the Hulk, and that's kind of what the whole show was. And of course, this is Elena Park, which is of course his love interest in the show, and this is completely different than in the comic books. His name is David now because back then they thought Bruce was too gay of a name. Jack Mcgee is a completely new character. However, he is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe if you look him up. And Elena Park is basically the Betty Ross of this universe, I guess. However, yeah, there is no connections to any of that. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at Bruce Banner first. And, of course, the figures in the back. Just to spice things up a little bit, I decided to do some of the movie characters. So we got Donald Blake, we got Thor, Daredevil, and, of course, Lou Ferrigno Hulk. So without further ado, let's go. So here's, of course, one of the main characters in the show. We got David Banner. Of course, this is Bill Bixby's character. However, you guys are probably wondering immediately, why did I not use the Hulk head? Well, I really didn't want to use it because, of course, in my personal opinion, Mark Ruffalo is kind of much more younger than Bill Bixby's Bruce Banner. So I just decided to go for Han Solo's young head. So it's still a younger version. However, the old Han Solo head really doesn't work on this guy. But I used young Han Solo's head, raised torso with the arms and tan hands to match the head, dark brown short hair, and then purple pants to match Lou Ferrigno's Hulk. But yeah, this is a pretty cool character, and I think that he turned out really good, and a tan satchel. So yeah, pretty nice figure. And if you do want, you can add like another head to like make him look like he's transforming into the Hulk. But I decided not to do that because, well, I decided not to. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at the Hulk. And here we go with Lou Ferrigno's Hulk. Now, I've always wanted to make this figure because I was just a big fan of the old Hulk, and I did like that it was just a bodybuilder that is just a normal human. So in real life, these are actually two completely different people, and this is a really easy character, and I really think that it works. So the whole figure is from Spidey and His Amazing Friends. Now, what I do suggest is the old 2012 Hulk with the purple pants. However, I do think that the new legs would work, because of course they just printed some green legs with some purple printing on the front. But I don't really like the face for this. It just kind of really doesn't work, because it's too cheerful. However, the best part is the hairpiece, and that probably stuck out to all you guys. This is Will Byers' hairpiece, and it really works for him. I didn't paint it at all. This is just a purist. This is really a purist showcase, except one painted part. which you really don't have to use it painted, but it was in my own collection already painted. So yeah, so it's a really cool figure. I do like the look of this Hulk, and yeah, let's take a look at Mr. Mcgee. So here is Mr. Mcgee, one of my least favorite characters in the whole showcase. The face is way too young, but I don't have any other ideas of what I could use for it. Maybe you guys can come up with one in the comments below. But the torso is James Potter's. The arms are black, hands are tan, hands are tan, legs are black. And then this hairpiece is from like Sheldon, and you've seen it on a bunch of stuff. Head is Bruce Wayne's, Shang-Chi, and just Happy Hogan's, and a lot of characters. I do think that this works okay for him, but he's not my favorite. I think that the hair also kind of doesn't work, but I decided to add him because he's one of the main characters. The camera build uses a black stud with this piece at the front, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I already had that built already, so yeah, it's a pretty cool camera. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at the next figure, which is Elena Park. So the final main character until we get into the actual TV specials, we got Elena Parks. Now the torso, like I said earlier, is the only painted part. This is actually the torso I use for my custom Bruce banner. But she is the Betty Ross of this universe. If you guys never seen the Incredible Hulk, she helps the gamma radiation because they're trying to test it out, and she helps him, and I think she dies. I don't really remember. But I do think that this outfit works really cool. So the head is Penny's, and I think that this works really well for her. The hairpiece is Black Widow's from the Age Infinity War sets. Legs are Harry Potter from the Series 2 CMF, and then the torso is a regular Cities that I did paint the top, but you could use it, but it's just yellow underneath, so it looks kind of weird. And then some dark blue arms and flesh hands. So yeah, those are all the main characters, and now we're going to start getting into the TV special. So first up, we got Donald Blake, and I think this is in the Hulk Returns, which, of course, at the very end, I think Hulk dies, but I don't really remember. Anyway, this is Donald Blake. In the comic books, Donald Blake is Thor's alter ego, but in the show, it's just a normal guy who finds Mjolnir and summons him from Asgard, I think. I think that's how it is. But the torso is Lucas. The arms are to match the torso. Hands are tan. Head is Buzz. I don't really think it works. But the legs are Ron Weasley's. However, the hair really doesn't work. He has a really strange hairstyle in the show. But I think that it works okay. But yeah, that is it. And I did give him a Mjolnir, so he can summon. And here we go. Here is Thor. And moving this guy out of the way. This Thor is completely different than the MCU, I know, but that's how he was in the show. So, the torso, I used cyborgs, and a long time ago I did erase the back, which this white thing is supposed to represent his fur kind of shoulder pads in the show. Now, you could use a normal fur piece, but I don't think it works. It does work really well, but the helmet doesn't work out, which I just suggest a normal helmet, but I just had this in my collection and didn't want to really mess with it. So yeah, anyway, the arms are mutant leaders, the legs are Jane Foster's Thor, and then he has a regular Mjolnir. So yeah, that is Thor, and the face is from I think Ron Weasley from Harry Potter Series 2. And then the cape is from the Ice Wizard, Ice Witch. So yeah, now time to go on to the next figure, which is Daredevil. So funny enough, Daredevil was actually in the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, the second movie. Also, Stan Lee does appear in this episode. I wanted to add him, but I couldn't. Anyway, I forget what the last episode is called, but it doesn't have any special characters that show up. I think Hulk just goes on a plane or something. But here is Daredevil now. As you guys can see, he looks a lot like the Vigilante Daredevil suit, which I didn't customize his helmet just for this figure. I've actually had it like this for a while. I will tell you guys how to make it, but it is strange that in the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, Matt Murdock does not wear glasses, so you can totally see that he's blind. And also he has one black stick, which makes no sense, but actually in the posters that I'm probably showing you right here, he does look like this. So I didn't use a plain black torso for this. I actually used Hela's guards just to add a bit of printing on there. However, you can barely see it, so it works really well. Black legs, black arms, black hands, and then the head is a stormtrooper's head. However, the helmet is probably the best part, in my opinion. I worked really hard on this helmet, and I drilled a crap ton out of it, and it was an idea that I was going to use for Ghost Spider. So, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I made, funny puns, but I actually have a bunch of Spider-Man helmets that I got from the knockoff figures. Now I have two right here that I'll show you guys. But if you guys remember this video, it was the Spider-Verse video, and that is what this helmet is. I think this helmet, yeah, this helmet was Black Spider-Man's. So these two helmets, this is Spider-Man's and this is one. They just fit on top. This one really doesn't fit on a minifigure anymore. So if we just take this figure, it really doesn't fit on here anymore, so you can't really use that. But the white helmet, I was actually going to take Ghost Spider's helmet, which is funny because I sanded it off and didn't use it for anybody. But I was going to use Ghost Spider's helmet, sand off the bottom, and make a ski mask kind of for Gwenpool. But of course it wouldn't have worked out. So I sanded the top. The sides really kind of do look awkward. But it is that helmet, as you guys can see. It's pretty nice. It's pretty cool. But you guys can just go for Mini Superiors today, where he just takes a black beanie and colors it. But if you guys do collect knockoffs and probably do have this helmet, that is an idea that you can do, and it does look pretty cool. For his black stick, I just got one of Yoda's black stick. I forget where I got it from, but it's pretty simple. I actually had it in my collection. I'm glad he doesn't have two, but I'm really kind of also weirded out, because it's like, why didn't you give him a black stick? Anyway, Kingpin does show up in this episode, but he is completely forgettable. So yeah, that is it for the showcase, and we're gonna do. So that is gonna do it for today's showcase. Hopefully you guys liked it or enjoyed it. Of course, I really had fun making this showcase. It's kind of one of those tiny things, because it's really hard to do an Incredible Hulk showcase, because literally only 3 of the main characters are like in the show. Everything else is just him going to like random houses and saving like little girls and stuff from trees, which is cool, but it's just not going to be really of a showcase to say how to make this girl from episode 4. I don't think no one's really gonna care about that. However, I did have fun making all the special characters back here. Also, some of my personal favorite figures are Lou Ferrigno Hulk, Daredevil, Bruce Banner, and Thor's kind of in there too. But the rest are kind of okay figures. There's like things that I might like add to them if I had like a huge showcase or something. If I really cared about it, I bet you I'd probably do a better Mr. Mcgee. He's one of my least favorites. But yeah, that is it for this video. However, I'm not going to do what I did like in the last video. Of course, as I said in the beginning of the video, this show really launched a lot of projects that, and a lot of characters were made because of this show. One of the reasons that this show exists is because of this show. Is because She-Hulk was made because The Incredible Hulk was such a success, and Marvel made She-Hulk because they thought that they were going to get ripped off by someone and say that, hey, like someone out there would have made a She-Hulk origin, and Marvel wanted to say, hey, I own that, so they decided to make a comic book so no one would steal their ideas. So that's why She-Hulk exists, and also this was the first ever things that they were going to have a bunch of TV shows for other characters like Daredevil and Thor, but of course that didn't happen. So yeah, it's kind of sad that those didn't happen, but of course that is it for the video. So yeah, peace out and bye.